Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Sensa Edge. This is your host, Zoheb. We will dive into learning more of option strategies and how best to use them. And today, we are diving into the world of medical technology and life science with a close look of Danaher Corporation, DHR, not to be confused with DHL, the moving company. Although DHR is certainly moving on the day. Let me bring up my screen. Let's dive into this quarterly earnings and then build a strategy. Right, Danaher just held its quarterly earning call, during which it released its latest guidance, and the outlook isn't exactly thrilling. If I jump into the next slide here, revenue expectations are lower than anticipated, with the near-term headwinds causing some concerns for investors. This resulted in a pretty nasty sell-off. Before jumping ship, let's talk about a bigger picture. Danaher is still a behemoth in the life science and diagnostic space. Their portfolio includes crucial products needed for biopharmacy, environmental health, and gene research, industries that aren't going anytime, anywhere soon. In fact, demand for these products will likely strengthen over the long haul, especially as emerging market continues to invest in the healthcare infrastructure. This company would be really good. Again, short-term pain, sure, based on the latest results, but long-term, this company remains a key player in its field. The recent drop in its share price might actually present a solid opportunity to consider a position if approached wisely. So, what's the strategy and what's the play we're talking about? It's cash secured put. Instead of rushing in and buying shares outright, let's consider selling a cash secured put. It's one of the best way to enter a stock at a lower price and get paid while you wait. It's a position like a bit of a security guard at the theme park. It's unlikely that something is going to happen, but you still have to prepare for eventually having to do something. Here's how it works. Cash secured put involves selling a put position, which is a short put, with the obligation to buy the stock at a specific strike price if it falls below that level. In exchange, you collect a premium upfront. We'll deep dive this more. I'm going to bring up and strategize and build this particular strategy. Again, the cash secured part means you set aside enough cash in your account to buy the shares if the option is exercised. Why this makes sense now? Let's dive into that. With the recent drop in Danaher's stock price, implied volatility is a bit higher, which means option premium are richer. IV is always highest, usually remaining earnings during the earning announcement. But in this case, there are still some post-earning elevation. Again, it could be a win-win setup. If the stock drops further, you are buying this at a discount and keep the premium. If it doesn't dip, you still collect the premium and then you move on. The strong yield, the current 30 days at the money put positions premium, somewhere around 25% annualized, is a compelling return for option seller. So let's jump in a little more details here, and then I'm gonna bring up the sensamarket.com and build this particular strategy in a minute. And as you can see my screen here, sensamarket.com, it's a fintech. Again, taking like quick 10 seconds what this particular product is about or this particular Sensa Market. It's a fintech platform designed to simplify options trading for everyone, beginners or beta pro. There are 100 plus pre-built option strategies. It's as easy as pick any particular strategy, pick a company you can execute. We got like options flow, which is a real-time options flow orders coming in. We have the institutional filings and everything, which you can see, visualize, compare, and everything. Politician trade, you can track any of your favorite politicians or see the recent politicians trade here, orders. Insider trades, again, anybody who files in from an insider of any particular company, you can jump into that, you can review that and track those things. Back to our DHR. Let's deep dive here one more time. Danaher Corporation currently trading at $223, which fell about 10% yesterday. So if you see this particular graph, many of this graph, you can see the dip over here. If again here you can like research more, you can like go into the stats. I think we spoke about what the DHR profile looks like. We looked at the financials, the latest quarterly filing and everything. You can review those financial statements details over here. You can look at how the market, how the entire heat map is doing. Again, this is the heat map from yesterday. And if you want to read a curated about Danaher's news, you can click on the stock news and then curated news. Since you are in Danaher, you can read all the news, what's happening in Danaher's curated way in this particular page here. You can jump into the strategies, which we'll do in just about a moment. You can jump into the chains screener. Gonna talk a little bit on the insider. If there is any insider trading alerts on the Danaher, you can certainly track that in this particular feature here in insider. If I come to the insider, there's nothing unusual here. The last insider, again, they are allowed to acquire or dispose the stock. They report to the SEC. As soon as the report that comes out, we are able to show this in a visual, easy way. Again, we see the last filing or the transaction happened somewhere 2 months back on November 27, 2024. So nothing unusual before any of the quarterly filing. The top investor in this particular area, I think we can see those here. And just jumping into any of the politician trade, anything they knew that we should catch? Nothing. The last report date was sometime April 2024. Again, there are a lot of congresswomen who have been buying or who have bought this in 23, 22, 24, and so forth, but nothing in the recent time. So let's jump into our particular strategy, which is the cash secured put. And let's try to build that out. So I'm going to go here, option strategies, income, cash secured put. You can see this here. And if I jump into this particular screen, and I am going to make this a little bit bigger, you can see this the stock price, $223.73. And immediately, you see that $223, this particular cash secured put is there, which means you are selling a put position. Most of the time when you see a trading around 225, again, it's like $25 down, everybody wants to like sell this, right? What strategy is good here, right? Let's let a little bit deep dive here in this particular case. Let's do this as Bob Ross style, but hopefully with no happy little accidents. They're currently $223.73. What I'm going to do is play this out, selling a put position, like you can see here, sell put $225. I can change the expiration dates here, 8 days out, 15 days, 22, 29. I'm going to shoot somewhere around 30 to 45 days. So March 7th expiration date is probably reasonable. I can adjust the strike prices accordingly. If I can do the range here, you'll be able to see the visualization. The green is where you're going to make the profit, and the red is where the loss lies. Obviously, theoretically, if the stock goes tanks down all the way to $0, you're going to lose money. But if it stays above this particular price, the green is where the profit is. Again, the x-axis here, anything above $223 is in the green. Anything below this particular blue line, which is the break even, 222 is where the loss is, which is denoted here in the y-axis. So what we're going to do here is, in this case, I think the best way is it's at 223. I'm not going to shoot for 235. I'm going to shoot for 225, which is going to be a reasonable strategy here in this case. I'm going to like make it a little bit range much more easier so we can visualize this better. So as I do this, the current premium for this particular, you can see here in the net code, the bid is around $4.60. The mid is somewhere around $5.80 for this thing. In order to get to this particular strategy, you're paying this particular, if you have to go with the mid, $5.80 multiplied by 100, you're going to get a credit of $580 immediately. So that's the credit which you're going to make. This means you are getting a stock at a lower price than today's level and keeping the premium as bonus. Why this work for Danaher? I'm going to give you three things. Lower risk, you're not diving in the current price but at a discounted rate. Second, it aligned with the long-term demand. If you do end up owning the shares, you're holding a company with solid fundamental, like we saw that and reviewed that, and a strong market positions. The third one, IV, implied volatility, is elevated. So you're getting paid at a premium to take on the extra risk on the further downside. So this will be the strategy again. Here, break even is at 219. I can tap on this 225 put to see the details, the delta gamma rho, which is also shown here in this particular Greeks here, implied volatility, and how much of volume, open interest coming in. Again, it's easy to get the dollar signs in your eyes here, but remember that selling cash secured put is not without risk. If the stock tanks, in this case, you could be sitting on a paper loss, and that's $500 isn't going to be all that much effort. But if you're confident on Danaher's long-term outlook, this can be an excellent way to get into the position. So if I like this particular strategy, I can connect with the Tradier brokerage. You can tap on this Tradier brokerage, put in the credentials, and immediately it's going to connect to the brokerage. I can tap on place order button, and I can review this here, final review, estimated credit order cost, what we saw that, and then I can button and the order has been placed. All right, so to wrap it up, Danaher's recent guidance may have spooked some investor, but the long-term demand for its product is hard to ignore. Selling a cash-secured put lets you position yourself to buy the stock at a discount and get paid while you wait. It's a win-win strategy for patient investors. Thanks for tuning in to Sensa Edge. Next time, we'll explore ways to use the Sensa platform. We're going to jump into congressman trading, politician trade, and piggyback on any of the insider information. We're going to deep dive into that. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on the platform. Trade safely, allocate responsibly. Happy trading.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.